I'm new to boating, and last season I picked up this used pontoon boat. And fear I had, I guess others have had too, is having the battery die in the middle of the lake. I don't know how real a fear this is or whatnot, but the thought of paddling in didn't really thrill me. I thought I would try a solar charger on it. Deltran makes car chargers. They've worked well for the car. And I thought I'd get one of their solar panels for the boat. I picked up a 10-watt solar panel on Amazon. Cost was about $100 at the time. And it has the same controller or similar controller to what you'd find with the car chargers. As you can see in the picture, it has an LED to tell you when the battery is charged or charging. It only puts out 540 milliamps. So as I've discovered, it will never fully charge the battery unless you have a lot of time where the boat's just going to be sitting around. But what it does seem to do is at least keep enough charge across the battery to keep it from discharging any further and keeping enough charge in the battery for me to start it. The hookup is very simple, same as a car. You connect to the plus and minus terminals of the battery. There is a polarized connector at the other end of the plug to make it virtually idiot-proof to hook up. So the only place you can screw up is hooking it up to the wrong battery terminals. So just pay attention to polarity. Also, the difference between this and the plug-in Deltrans that you have in your garage is the wired version is 15 watts and puts out 1.25 amps. So there's a fair difference there between outputs. Here we have the polarized connectors all hooked up. One end goes to the battery, the other end goes to the solar panel. Doesn't get much easier than that. In my case, I simply leave the panel on the bolster behind the seat. I've put a pad under it because I did discover that on really hot days, the frame of the panel might be a little too much for the bolsters. So to keep the vinyl from burning or overheating, whatever you call it, I put a rubber pad under it. It also helps keep the panel from sliding, which I didn't think was going to be a real problem. The cabling just goes right into the compartment under that bolster. That's where the battery compartment is at the stern of the boat. On your boat, if you should go this way, I'm sure you'll find a place to put the panel. You may have to get creative, but in this case it was pretty simple. Just sits there and does its job. If I put covers on the seats, I can leave this on top of the cover so that it can still charge while the cover's on. Now, the season's just about over. I've had no incidents this season. I'd like to think that this is doing what it's supposed to do and keeping enough charge across the boat. You know, I do have a habit of sitting out on the boat, listening to the radio and reading while the boat's at dock, so the engine's not running. And so far, it's kept plenty of charge, the battery's been fine, and the boat's been running. So, happy sailing.